guys, welcome to the Spill and Grill.
I'm Sara.
And I'm Tashinga.
And this is where you spill the stories.
And we grill them to perfection.
Okay guys, let's get started. We asked you to spill, and spill you did. So this one comes with a title. It's titled, When a Bumble Date Ends with a Spanking and an Escape to the Subway. Today I have a story that I promise sounds like something out of an absurd comedy, but sadly, it happened to me in real life. If you've ever been on a Bumble date that went from meh to WTF in a matter of minutes, then you'll understand what I'm talking about. I met a guy. He was 38, a marketing professional for a large online company. His profile looked interesting and charming, so what could go wrong? Well, everything. We agreed to meet at a coffee shop near the center of town. From the beginning, the dynamic seemed strange. I, being a sociable person, started telling him a little bit about myself, who I am, what I do, my interests. But his answers were very basic. He literally answered me with yes or no, or he'd say something like, "Oh, you go on, I'm tired of speaking Spanish now." We were communicating in Spanish, which is my native language, but it's not his. Red flag number 1. I decided to give him the benefit of the doubt and kept trying to keep the conversation going. And when it was finally his turn to talk, what do you think was the first thing he said? That his mom was the best woman in the world. I thought it was cute at first, but then he added that he was looking for a partner just like his mom. Red flag number 2. I couldn't help but start picturing this lady. What was this perfect woman like? Does she have an altar in her house? What kind of expectations was she projecting onto me? After this weird start, we went for a walk. I tried to stay positive, but it didn't help that he was in professional hater mode. Everything was ugly. The buildings, the street, the people, even the weather. He told me that the best thing in the world was to be at his house or at his office. Red flag number 3. Honestly, at this point, I was already mentally at home having a but I held on because, well, I'm polite. When I finally got up the courage to tell him that I wanted to leave, we walked to the metro. Just before we got there, he suddenly stopped me, grabbed me by the waist, and kissed me. And to be fair, the kiss wasn't bad. I even thought, okay, maybe there's something redeemable here. But that changed very quickly. Arriving at the subway station, I kissed him again, and suddenly, without warning, he stuck his hands in my pant pocket. Yes, inside my pocket. I was left uncomfortable, trying to process what was happening, but that wasn't the worst part. After the kiss, in an absolutely surreal way, he slapped my ass and, as if it were a scene from a movie, ran off to his train without looking back. Oh my God. I stood there, frozen like a statue in the middle of the subway, trying to process what the hell had just happened. Did it seem normal to say goodbye like that? Is that something that guys do in his culture? I don't know, but I went home with a mix of disbelief and a promise to never go out with someone who idolizes their mother on the first date ever again.
Wow. A lot to unpack. Firstly, it's not normal in culture, in any culture.
No,
to be doing
no,
this
there's no
first date.
culture.
Like, no. And if there was, like, it would be a general knowledge type of thing, so we would know. If that makes sense, right? What did she say red flag number 1 was?
Well, it was the fact that he wasn't making much conversation. So it was like, yes, no.
Okay, yeah.
And because they were speaking in Spanish, which is not his native tongue, he then went, you just keep talking because I'm tired of speaking Spanish.
Yeah, but then for me, you've already shown that you're uninterested. If you're answering yes, no, you're not into the conversation. The whole you keep talking and changing from Spanish to English is, yeah, I think, quite rude.
They started speaking in Spanish, so obviously that's going to be the conversation. So for you to say, well, I'm tired of speaking Spanish it's kind of rude.
Yeah, a bit lazy as well.
Okay, so that was one red flag. What was red flag?
I think it was about his mom.
His mom, yeah. You know what? It's okay to be close to your mom or to be close to your parents. But a mama's boy, which is what he sounds like, that is a red flag.
It is, because no matter what happens, you'll never win the fight, the disagreement. Like, it will always be them taking mum's side. And if you're in a partnership, especially long-term relationship or a marriage, you want your partner to be by your side pretty much at all costs, right? At all times.
This sounds like he would always put his mom first.
Yeah.
You know what? If your mom was the best person in the world, you would have been a better person.
Oh, yeah, we're going there.
She would have raised you right. And clearly you were not raised right. So, no, your mom is not the best person in the world, honey. And he wants somebody just like her? What does that... So,
really?
What does that mean? Like, you want someone that cooks and cleans after you? That someone that babies you, that coddles you?
Usually mama boys are looking for someone that's going to coddle them and do everything for them, usually.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
Oh, no thanks. We don't sign up for that.
I do know a guy who, he went on vacation, and it was for 4 days. It wasn't very long, and he was very close to his mom, calls her most of the time. He missed one day. He was out, he was on a resort, he was out partying with his friends, so he didn't call her. The next day, his mom calls him crying because he missed one day, one phone call. No.
I mean, there's check-ins, don't get me wrong, like, are you okay? You're safe? Okay, enjoy your holiday and stuff, but you didn't call me. Is like,
one night. One day. I don't know. And he totally defended. He's like, no, my mom wants to talk to me every single day. We're that close. I'm like, okay, but come on.
I mean, I'm close with my mum, but I also want my space, so...
Yeah, and your mom won't cry because you've missed one day.
No, and...
When you're on holiday.
No, exactly. And on a first date, like, I'm not talking about how amazing my mum is. You'll know how amazing my mum is by how I'm treating you and how I treat people in this world. That's how you'll know how amazing my mum is, through my actions. That's the way I see it. Like,
yeah, and I'm full on convinced that she's not that amazing because she would have... A good woman would have taught her man-child or her child... to not slap someone's ass and run away.
This for me is so shocking. I can only imagine she was in a state of shock when it happened, and you're just like, did that actually happen? And the fact that he ran off is so like, are you a child?
And he knows it's wrong, right? Because if you're doing something and you're proud of it, you stand there and you own it. But he couldn't own it. He literally ran into the metro.
She has no time to even like, what, like, you know,
process
like,
it,
process, or even be like, hey, say something. You
know?
Oh, I don't know. I don't like this.
So childish. No, I'm sorry. You are not a good person if you do that. And he's stupid.
He is, and it says that how he put his hands in her pockets.
Oh yeah, what the hell was that? That's a little too close for comfort. That's one layer closer to skin.
Literally, and like the pockets, like. Was she wearing jeans? Was she wearing joggers? Do you know what I mean? Like jeans. To get in there, you have to really get in there.
Exactly. So that's so uncomfortable.
Oh my god, these guys.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Personal space.
Personal space, yes. Please respect that. Ask your mom about it. Oh yeah, the professional hater mode. So he hated everything,
the
apparently.
Buildings,
yeah.
The restaurants, I don't know.
And then he said that the best place to be was his home or his office.
He's just hating on life. He loves his mum. He loves being in the office or at home, and he smacks people's bum. I don't have words, like, as in out.
Yeah.
And answering yes, no, yes, no. Like, I think I would have been like, okay, it seems that you're not interested or even willing to make some sort of effort. Adios. Even a good kiss with a personality like this. I'm not wasting my lips on this. Like, bye. Like, see you later. It's like, it didn't even start off good.
Yeah.
It started off meh.
This is a 38-year-old man. This is not some little boy. It's a 38-year-old man.
What's new, though? Some stories that
right? Oh my
but to be
god.
honest, my 14-year-old nephew even knows how to treat girls better than this.
Exactly.
So, like, I don't really have time.
I'm going back to the mom. She's the problem here. Does your mom know that you go on dates, smack their ass, and then run away like a 12-year-old? Would she be proud of you if she knew that?
Quite wild. When you say it out loud like that, it's really wild that he just smacked her bum and ran.
I'm shocked for her, and it didn't even happen to me.
No, but me too. But like, seriously, if I was to explain that to you or another friend, they'd be like, what the heck? Oh, what a child. I can't. I would have definitely messaged him when I got home. I would have definitely given him a piece of my mind.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I would have messaged him and be like, really? You're a 38-year-old man and you ran away after slapping my ass. What are you, 12? What is wrong with you?
Yeah, what gives you the right?
This is It's essentially a what an ass. That guy.
Definitely did dodge a bullet. You got out easy.
Yeah.
Well, not really. You got a smack on the ass, but you know what I mean. Like, you don't have to see this fool ever again.
I hope you message him and tell him off. And tell him that he's an idiot. He was not raised right. And he needs therapy, obviously. So, next story, which is just as crazy.
Hello. I wanted to share my worst dating experience ever. Although there's a few to choose from, this one surpassed the bar. Let's call the guy Asher. He was older than me in school, so we never really talked, but when I broke up with my boyfriend at the time, his cousin, who was in my year, let's call her Anna, gave him my number. We text back and forth a few days, and then he asked me out on a date. He picked me up. It started off well. But in the car, he spent a lot of it on the phone to his mates and driving dangerously. We got to ice skating. I paid for parking as he was the one who drove, and then I paid for my own ticket because I'm a modern woman. Okay. He spent the whole time we were supposed to be skating on the other side of the ice watching other women, whilst I went round by myself. We leave, I get in his car and he says, I'm going to get some food, so he drives to the Burger King drive-thru. Orders and pays for his own food and doesn't even offer me a chance to get mine.
What?
As we were driving back, he's eating, farting and talking incessantly about his music taste, which I have already said is the music I hate. He drives towards the house. I tell him I want to go home. He says we need to get back to his first. Now I'm getting creepy vibes. So I tell him to stop the car. After insisting to the point of screaming at him, he finally does. I get out and he drives off, leaving me in the middle of nowhere. I ring my mum, who picks me up. After getting home, we were able to laugh about it. But then he texts and he asks, when is our next date?
What?
I answered, did you actually feel that went well? And he replied, yeah, was a shame you couldn't come back to mine. I would have shown you how well. I blocked him.
Oh, he's so gross.
Disgusting. He's driving dangerously in the car, like on the way to the ice skating rink. And then when they get to the ice skating rink, he's looking at other women.
He stayed on the side, so he didn't skate. Why go? Why go ice skating if you're just going to stand there? And it says that he was looking at other women while she just went. Imagine how boring that is, going ice skating by yourself. Because technically she was by herself.
Yeah, it's true. It's so bad. Like, and the fact that he was so obvious about it is really insane to me. Really insane. So then they go for food. And
he goes for food.
Well, she's in the car with him and they go to Burger King and then he gets his food and doesn't even say, what do you want, but do you want to order something?
Nothing.
Even if she's going to pay, he just gets his food and, what? What's happening here? Like, who does that?
How rude.
And then driving back and he's eating and farting and talking about the music that she said I don't like, but...
Ugh.
Oh, no, I would have said as well the same thing, like, stop the car, get me out, like, see you later.
Yeah, and she had to, at the point that she was yelling at him, so he wasn't listening at first.
I mean, he sounds like he wasn't listening, period. The fact that he's like, when is our next date, blows my mind.
What on earth made him think that was a good date?
What normal man thinks that's normal?
No, it's not normal. It's definitely not normal. And good for you for blocking him. Just end it there. Like, forget it.
I answered, did you actually feel that it went well? And he replied, yeah, it's a shame you couldn't come back to mine. I would have shown you how well.
No. No, where's my vomit bag? That's disgusting.
Good for you, like Sarah said, you blocked his
Yeah.
You deserve so much better. I'm actually really sorry that you had to go through that.
When we're in that moment, we want to be polite. We want to give that person the benefit of the doubt. But going back now, I would think that it's probably best to not get in the car with him after skating. But of course, you're on that date. You want to be polite. You don't have a ride, right? It might be very far away from home. And then he was trying to get her back to his.
Exactly. But I think also, I know what you're saying about you're trying to be polite, but he has not been polite the whole date.
I know. But we've been bred like that. Like, women have been bred to smile. Not bred, like, we've been taught to, like, smile and nod and be polite. And when you're uncomfortable, you just grin through it, right? I don't think I don't agree with it, but I feel like that's how we've been told to act.
I get like what you're saying, that's how we've been raised by society as women.
Yeah.
But these days, the modern women, or the modern person, shall we say, is really not standing. I know friends that have walked out on dates that haven't even got this far. Like, have left a date, like, as in, this is not for me, ciao.
Yeah, that's what he deserved. He definitely deserved to be like, just be left there.
It's just disgusting.
So
you're
gross.
Vile. You're driving dangerously. You're farting in the car. You're talking to your friends on the phone.
Looking at other women.
Exactly.
Ignoring her during the actual date process.
It got so bad that she was like, leave me out the side of the road.
Right.
Like, I would rather be in the middle of nowhere than be in this
in a car with you. That is, that's pretty intense. And I'm so happy that you had someone to call. Thank God that you had your mom and she came to pick you up.
This is why it's always good to leave your location on with your friends.
That's true.
Girlfriends do that with dating. Me and my girlfriends do that. We send each other locations.
I've done that in the past,
Good. It's good, yeah.
Because these days, look at these stories that we've been reading. You just never know who you're going out with.
You never know. Honey, you never know.
Oh, girls, to both the girls, I'm so sorry that those were awful dates and they wasted your time and they were both pigs.
Yeah, they really were. They were disgusting.
That one of the things that always comes out of my mouth is like, who raised you? Like, when you act like an idiot like that.
No, it's a fair point. Okay, guys, as always, please, the email will be on the screen now, so please send us in your submissions.
Yes.
It's always exciting when we do receive submissions. So
it is.
Thank you very much. We will never disclose your name, where you're from, or any of that, and if anything, we can change the names. We're happy to do so.
Everything is always kept private, so don't worry about that. Cities, locations, names. We do disclose ages, but that's about it. Yeah.
We are not professionals. We are not doctors. We are not dating coaches. We don't have PhDs in this stuff.
Or degrees.
Exactly. We are
in dating or psychology.
Giving our opinion, our experiences, sharing the story. So please take what we say with a pinch of salt, literally.
Exactly. And hey, like the last submission said, at least we can laugh about it now.
That's true, yeah, definitely.
And that's it, guys.
So,
and next week is Christmas. I hope you're all excited.
I am excited.
We've got our red going on.
Theme.
Yeah.
A sexy theme. But yeah, I'm excited for Christmas.
I hope you are too. And hopefully the holidays are going to be a little bit brighter for everybody.
The holidays will be nice.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Yeah. And we will see you next week, which is going to be on the 24th. So Christmas Eve, we're going to have a good episode.
That's true. So if you are watching on YouTube, you have been watching The Spill and Grill. If you are listening on Spotify, you have been listening to The Spill and Grill. I am Tashinga.
And I'm Sarah.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.